So since Canva announced a couple days ago that Affinity is now free, Adobe fanboys and naysayers everywhere are having a heyday by spreading their doom and gloom and shaking their finger, oh, just you wait, they're going to start charging soon, and all this stuff. So much so that the co-founder of Canva, Cameron Adams, I believe his name, put out a video explaining how they made Canva free and kind of why they did it. And he made a couple of interesting points that I wanted to commentate on, so I figured we'd watch it together and come up with our opinions there.
Affinity is now free. How the hell is that even possible? It is a fair question because for decades, professional creative software came with a hefty price tag. Subscriptions, lock-ins, paywall, that became normal.
He's directly calling out Adobe here. He's directly referencing Adobe.
So when we made Affinity free, some people assumed there had to be a catch. Let me be absolutely clear. There is no catch. We don't sell your data. We don't train AI features on your files.
There you go. For all the people that are like, oh, well, they're doing this or they're doing that, or don't think that they're not like trying to rob you in some way. For all this time, we spent complaining about how high Adobe's prices were. And then Canva comes out, buys Affinity, makes it free, all the tools that you had available before, and people are still complaining about it. It's just, like I said in my last video, it seems like these people just cannot be satisfied with what they're given. And here you go.
We don't monetize your creativity behind the scenes. Your work stays yours. Always. So why make it free then? Because we believe every designer deserves access to tools that respect their craft.
And is that not what we've been asking for? Is just tools that allow us to get done what we want to get done in a way that lets us get them done how we want to do them. You know, this is democratizing creativity and democratizing expression. This is exactly the opposite of the gripe that we have with Adobe. Just because Adobe wants to charge you an arm and a leg for even having access to their tools to begin learning. Like, let's say you don't know anything about how to use their tools. Like, well, too bad. If you're not a student, pay us $70 a month. Or if you want all the AI stuff so that you could stay modern and relevant, pay us $90 a month. And Canva comes over here, buys Affinity, and does the exact opposite. There's no reason to be complaining here. There's none.
Because the industry needs a shift from gatekeeping to generosity. And because we've built a sustainable business model at Canva that allows us to support this kind of access without compromising on product quality or user trust.
And so what he's saying here is that Canva's business is already sustainable enough that they could provide this software for free. They don't need to charge you an arm and a leg with Affinity in order to support their business. Canva on its own is fine. Canva on its own can support offering this software for free. They don't need to charge you for just the basic tools in Affinity the same way that Adobe does, just because that's Adobe's bread and butter, not Canva's. Canva's doing just fine. Why is it so unrealistic to assume that this company out here is just doing fine with their own business model, wants to perhaps corner a specific part of the market by offering some tools for free? Like, is that so unrealistic, you know?
This isn't a marketing stunt. It is a long-term bet on creative freedom.
And that's another thing too, is that even if it did hold some marketing value, like this is a long-term bet on Canva's ability to corner the market and get new customers and take away market share from Adobe. This is a long-term play, 100%.
Has always stood for fairness, choice, independence, and pro-grade power. Affinity and Canva both share the mission to empower the world to design. And making Affinity free is our way of pushing that further.
Again, and for all like the naysayers and doom and gloom spreaders, can you people just not take a gift? You know? And it's like you were complaining before in the month-long campaign about how they're going to start charging for subscriptions and all this stuff, and then they don't. And now you're still shaking your finger, just saying, oh well, wait and see. They're going to start charging. They're not. Smell the roses.
Into more hands in more places than ever before. Everyone with a Canva Premium plan will be able to access Canva AI and other select Canva features within Affinity. But the Affinity app that you all know and love, with all of its professional grade features and updates, will be free forever. And
that's the biggest thing, is that if you want the AI features, go ahead and pay for them. It's $15 a month, or if you want to pay for the year, it's only $120 a year. That's still so much less than Adobe was charging for their stuff, or still is charging for their stuff. And you can get the same tools and the same things that you can do in Adobe with this version for that much less. If you even want them. If you want to do everything manually, you can, and you can do it for free. But this is just a Canva's way of taking away those customers from Adobe, and it's a genius business play, if you ask me.
All of this makes sense for Canva as well. When more pros use Affinity, more teams end up using Canva.
Exactly.
Pro designers lead the visual workflow.
Yep.
If they build an Affinity, they're more likely to scale in Canva.
That's exactly what this is. It's a long-term play on getting people to come away from Adobe and stay with the Canva ecosystem of products instead, because it's cheaper, it does the exact same thing, and it's, again, just genius business play.
And when they do, marketing, sales, and the rest of the business will follow.
That's the catch. The catch is that you're contributing to what is a more likely growth of Canva, and that's it. Whether or not you pay for anything, you're still contributing to the success of their business. Even if you don't pay, it's a win-win. What do you have to complain about?
That is how it grows. We know trust is earned. So ask questions, kick the tires, hold us to a high standard. Because that is exactly what we would do. Affinity. For creatives, by creatives.
Simple as that. You know, like you heard the man, he's a co-founder of Canva. I don't think you have anything to complain about. If you're still a naysayer, doom and gloom, shame on you, because you have all these great tools now at your disposal for free. And if you're just such a loyalist to Adobe that you have to go around telling people that these tools suck, then yeah, shame on you. This is lowering the barrier of entry for someone who wants to learn the tools in this software and everything like that. So Affinity in Canva is stepping in to provide what Adobe cannot because of their greed. If you don't like that, I guess continue to bootlick. But in the meantime, say hi to Kaleo. This is the new puppy, the newest cast member, little chocolate lab, cute little guy. Also just wanted to let you know that I make a lot of videos mainly about DaVinci Resolve. I like to comment on Adobe alternatives and how people can make their art for at least on a budget relative to Adobe. So if you're interested in videography, getting your art out there, subscribe to the channel. I have a bunch of different stuff. If you're making videos and films, there's a ton of assets and stuff on my website. A lot of them are for free too, so you can go on there and grab those. They're just freebies. They're good to have. There's one of the most popular ones is the vertical safe template. So if you're making your vertical videos, your TikToks and your Instagram reels and stuff like that, you can see what's going to be in frame and what's not. And it's compatible across all different social platforms as well. Lots of good DaVinci Resolve macros. There's some cheat sheets on there. There's some good LUT, stuff like that. There's some good stuff on there. So go check it out if you get a chance. And yeah. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are down in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.